there anything else missing? Mm, nope, it looks pretty much the same, except the background. So let me just copy the background from this section and put it in here. And yeah, I think this section is complete. There's nothing else to do. We will come back to the styles later because we have to fix those anyway. But for now, I'm just going to rename this again, just so we can easily spot and make changes later because we're going to have to apply the styles and everything. So yeah. All right. So I just renamed everything and okay, so I just renamed the whole section and I think now we can move on to the next one. And the next one is the pricing section. So this one is also really simple. I think we can easily export this since it doesn't have any patterns on the background. So let's select this and click Figma to HTML, copy, and let's select the desktop and paste this in. And yeah, let me check what's missing. Nothing really. We already have Flexbox containers. And yeah, I think all we have to do is name these containers and elements the way they are supposed to be. So let me just quickly rename them. Pricing section, then name, subheading, parts, freebie, title, then name, price. Now we have the underline on this one, and we can set the color to black. Let's set thickness to maybe 2 pixels. Okay, now I think this looks almost the same, except the color might not be the same. So let me select this, copy the color, and we can basically put the color in here. Now that looks fine. Okay, so we have this section copied. We're gonna have to make a component out of this because we're gonna be animating this this entire section. These also will be selectable. So user can press these buttons and it will basically change the screen. So let me go ahead and quickly rename this as well. Let me try changing this to relative, and let me try adding this into this container. Hopefully this would be fine. So this one has the actual height now, and if we add heading, okay, now this looks fine. So we moved instead of making this one absolute, we just moved it into this cards container. So now they have the actual height, and now we have extra 80 pixel padding at the bottom. Okay, now let me quickly rename these containers as well. All right, so I just went ahead and renamed all the cards and everything, and I think we're good to go. So let me also quickly add the next sections, and then we can move on to actually setting up the styles and animating for the desktop variant. So let's go ahead and set up the next section. That is this Meet the Makers. I am not sure it's gonna export with the background patrons. So again, I'm gonna just export the individual containers. I'm gonna add an F frame. Let me put it here. Set the width to fill based on the exported content. Let's go back to Figma and select the next container. Figma to HTML, copy, and then we can just paste it in. Now we have to move this up, add the flex layout with vertical direction. Let's make this fit content. Let's also add 80 pixel padding. And okay, so I just went ahead and renamed all the containers and elements, and now we can move on to the next section. So the next section is pretty much the same. I think we cannot export this entirely because of the background. So what we're gonna do is again export these separately. So I'm gonna select the first container, open the plugin, Figma to HTML, and copy. Then I can go to Framer, add an extra frame here, move it to the desktop, and I can set its width to fill. Then I can basically paste in the exported elements. Now let's do the same for the other container. Select Figma to HTML, copy, and paste. Now let's just set this to Flexbox with vertical layout. And we can also give it the fit content height and what was the padding. It should be 80 pixel because that's what we had in the other containers. Yep. So let's set this to 80 pixel. And how come this doesn't have the padding? Oh, we set the gap. We have to set the padding. So make sure it's not the gap. We'll see the gap. That is, okay, the gap is actually 80 pixels as well. So we can just keep this. All right. So now we have the section that looks almost like this one, except we don't have the background. So what we're going to do is just copy the background from this section and put it into this section. And we just have to set its anchors, and I think everything will look exactly the way it is on Figma. And there we have it. Pretty much looks the same. Now I'm going to go ahead and rename all these containers in the hierarchy as well, because it makes it easier for us to later find and change things. Okay, so I've renamed all the containers, and now we can also, let me actually rename this emer emergency mode section. Now we do need to change the content of these buttons. So we're going to do that with the help of AI. So actually we can just do this in the end. For now, I'm not really worried about the content. So yeah, let's move to the next section. And in the next section, we have the very nice how to avoid burnout section. We're gonna have to make a template, make a component out of this because this is gonna be animated, but we'll get to that later in the video. So I'm gonna select this container and use Figma to HTML again, copy the clipboard, come back to the desktop variant and paste. Okay, something is broken for sure. Actually, it could be because of this component. So I'm just going to remove it. Okay, there we go. So now we have the similar component. Now it doesn't look really great because first we have to remove these shadows from these containers. So I'm going to go to this container and basically remove the shadow also from the third one. We can keep it on this one because in the design we have it. And the line is actually under this one. So I think we can basically, now we have the underline on this one and we can set the color to black. Let's set thickness to maybe 2 pixels. Okay, now I think this looks almost the same, except the color might not be the same. So let me select this, copy the color, and we can basically put the color in here. Now that looks fine. Okay, so we have this section copied. We're gonna have to make a component out of this because we're gonna be animating this entire section. These also will be selectable, so user can press these buttons and it will basically change the screen. So let me go ahead and quickly rename this as well.